is up, YouTube? This is Danny, and today we're talking about Zootopia 2. So there's going to have some spoils in here, some obvious plot things, and a lot to talk about it. So if you haven't already seen Zootopia 2, this probably isn't the video for you. It might not even be for kids. So if you're a kid, chop off of this. This is for adults versions only because, you know, Disney's for everyone. And then if you haven't seen it, get out of here. Come back later. Thank you, though. Hit that notification bell if you want to see these things in the future. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And let's start your morning off with some fresh cup of Joe. Today we got V, because I'm a villain. This is the ABC Disney Parks mugs. You can't get them anymore. Maybe on eBay. I don't know. They're freaking beautiful. But really, V is, everyone usually thinks of V for people named Vince. So if you're Vince and you're watching this video, you should drop a comment down because I nailed that because I'm going to have about 10 views. And I caught you, Vince. I caught you. All right. Zootopia 2. Let's talk about where it's at in the world. 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Pretty good. $1.8 million in box office. Billion, sorry, not million. $1 billion. That is huge. I'd have to check this out. I'd have to double check. But that's probably creeping in that top 10 if it's not already past top 10 of all-time box office dollars. Not to mention, it's got to be number one in animation. If there's one above that, drop that down in the comments because I'm about to go look at that list. But I can't think of an animated film that's going to be higher than that. That's insane. Disney, you are on a literal gold mine with Zootopia 2, and you made the sequel so much better. So let's dive in it. So we have the traditional, the buddy cop dynamo. The wolf eats the bunny and the wolf are now best friends. So that's the ironic dynamic between the whole buddy cop system. We explored that in Zootopia 1. It's primarily, if not only, a mammal city. And then in Zootopia 2, we said, hey, what would the reptiles and the snakes do in this system? So let's talk about that a little bit. The reptiles and the snakes exist, but they don't exist. We get a glimpse of them on the outskirts of Zootopia at the bayou area, and world building bayou, perfect. How they keep doing fluid water like this in animation, I don't understand it. The seal, the sea lion performer, that was great because nobody understands seal, sea lion, horses. They all look the same. Probably people confuse them with otters. I don't know. You guys should go to the zoo a little bit and get outside instead of watching me on YouTube. But anywho, here we are with that, right? So we have the reptile-dominated area. We have the story going on with the snake. And if you didn't see the snake going to be the good guy, did you not watch the trailer? Because it was pretty dang obvious the snake was never going to be bad. And then you had Paulbert. I think that's what they called him most of the time. Paulbert, the rich kid that's trying to prove himself to the family that, is acting like the good guy. He's really the bad guy. And then he still ends up being the bad guy. Pretty obvious. The plot here is nothing original. I think a lot of this, we saw it, but the way they do the plot within the world that they build is fucking brilliant. It is like, this might be your best stuff you've ever created, Disney, because I'm not a big Zootopia 1 fan. It's a good movie. I'll give it to you. I've watched it. I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times now. It's good. I'm really not planning to rewatch it because if I am, I'm going to rewatch Zootopia 2 because it is so funny. The way that they have Nick doing basically every comedic relief you need in all the serious scenes with his stutter shades. There was a Yo Mama joke on the hogs around the squirrel bus and saying like maybe it's your mama kind of thing. Great dynamic. Like you got Judy Hopps is more the serious like cop trying to save the world. And then you got Nick Wilde. Maybe there's romantics in the air. I don't know. We got to talk about that. We got to dive into that. And, he is the comedic relief pushing through the story like a snake. It's literally like a snake. And it's great. But let's jump back. Is there love going on between Judy and Nick? Because I think Nick's interested in Judy, but Judy has no interest in Nick. And that's going to be a future plot that Disney's holding on to if they ever need to drop a gold mine in the air is, well, what happens when there's a third wheel in the group? And then do they end up falling in love together because they realize that they're perfect for each other because opposites attract? I don't know, guys. But if you go into Google and you start searching this, there's a lot of fan theories. Some of them you might want to pump the brakes on. That's all I'm forewarning you for before you do your research. Just know there's a lot of fan theories and those things really expand outside of, though, is there a little bit of tension in the air? Is there a little bit of love in the air? There was a few moments that Disney wanted, they were clickbaiting us. They were teasing us. They were like, it's going to happen. They're in love. They're going to be something by the end of this. We never got it. But you can tell that they do deeply love for each other and they do care for each other by the end of the film. So that's great to know we're on the right path. So, plot, right? Snake is perceived as bad. He's good. He's just trying to show his family's story and show that the Lennoxes basically took his family's information, took the whole system, kicked them out, got really rich off of it, and now they're trying to basically expand it and do it again. The snake is good. We know that. We discover his backstory, and by the end of the movie, the Lennoxes are basically out. The reptiles are back in, and bam, that's where we end the movie. Minus the great pig joke that it was like, that'll do, pig, that'll do, pig. And I know you're thinking Shrek, because my wife's like, that's from Babe, that's from Babe. And I'm like, okay, I get that, I understand. You've told me that before, like, calm down. But like, it's a good joke, it's a good joke. It was nailed perfectly, the hogs nailed it perfectly. I mean, it's not as good as the zebras, like, they had to have been wrestlers. I gotta look up who they are. But, it was a great joke, great time, great ending. And I think, Steve Irwin's kid was at the end, and I think his name is Furlan when you look up the cast. Perfect. Bam! Nailed it, guys. The cast, let's talk about the cast, actually. The cast of this movie, it seems like Disney says, hey, here's our plethora of actors and actresses that we've worked with. All of you guys send us an email and tell us what character you are. And then every time a character is like, yep, they're a mammal. Check. I see that. I see that in you and your design. We can do that. We're going to make it. And then Jesus showed up as Danny Trejo, and they were like, nobody said a reptile. You're in. Casting for the characters in this is so good. When you look up the cast in this movie, it's so good. If you haven't seen, so Gary, the snake, he's played by Jonathan. I think he goes by Jonathan. He might be going by K. Kwan. He's the OB guy from the Loki. But look up when he won the movie Oscar, because his speech he gives, it's so good. He is such a nice seem person. On the background, like, I know a lot of these people are famous, they have a lot of money, but he seems like a genuine, really nice, down to earth, really grateful for who he is and what he's become. Check out that Oscar. Give him some love, because that guy is wonderful, and I hope he returns for Zootopia 3. What is Zootopia 3? To me, it's obvious. And if you guys aren't catching it by now, you're not flapping. Because how have we not seen birds? You know there's got to be a beautiful murder mystery that it just seems like they vanish. There's no clues here. Where do they go? Birds. Bring in birds. If you want to go super far-fetched, do the whole connection of dinosaurs and reptiles, and maybe there's a dinosaur egg that's out on the loose, mystery running around, and the birds are trying to bring it back because it's a family heirloom, and maybe it has a hidden secret mystery similar to Zootopia 2 plot, but a completely different story, because we get to see the bird world. How beautiful would it be to be in the clouds? You telling me Zootopia 2, that team, that artist team that does this, they can make so many good scenes in trees, in the clouds. We can have a whole aviation military team. I don't even know, but please do birds, Disney. If anyone from Disney Imagineering that is writing and doing storyboards for Disney Studio or Pixar, throw birds out there if you haven't already got that down. I guarantee you they already got it circled there. Birds. Zootopia 4. They're going to surprise us Zootopia 3, but Zootopia 4, we're doing birds. But anywho, let's break this down from a review standpoint of what did I appreciate, where does it land, and where does it stack up compared to its competitors. Story, 4 out of 5. We saw the story coming, but what they nailed is how they interwove the story together and how they took us from plot A to the end of the story at B, because we knew the snake was going to be good. If you didn't realize Paul Burt was a little questionable, well, you missed about like 15 context clues in the foreshadowing they did, but we got it by the end of the movie, and we see where the future is going. Humor. Humor is really good in this movie. I'm a stickler with humor. I would give it a 3 out of 5, but I chuckled a lot. Mostly through Nick's jokes and then the scene with Flash, because we knew Flash at some point has to come back, right? He's the greatest sloth of all time, greatest animated character. And then boom, he comes up and they nailed it. It was a little bit predictable what was going to happen, but they nailed it. And I have to say, I giggled a little bit there too. World building. 5 out of 5. If not, we should just give it like a 20, because the world building in Zootopia 2 is the movie, and that is what's making it better and better. And they have a gold mine of plot. They can bring in any actor and actresses as a cameo now that can be a character, and they can tell any murder mystery that is relevant in today's time or just great throughout history, because there's so many great stories that have that buddy cop dynamic, and now they can explore it in animation and add their own twist and terms. World building, 5 out of 5. Can't wait to see what they explore next. Really hope it's birds. Rewatchability. If I gave Zootopia 1 a 2, I would give Zootopia 2 a 3. Because I'm going to watch Zootopia 2 a few times throughout the next few years. guaranteed my kids are going to watch it a few times, if not multiple times, as they're only 2 and 4. But as their grammar and skills and vocabulary and understanding grows, I think this is going to hit them even better as they rewatch it. So rewatchability, I'm going to land at a 3 because I'm not dying to go watch it right now, but I know I will be in a few months. Woo! With all that being said, huge Disney Parks fan, guys. If you haven't got that, it's a great, big, beautiful Tomorrow, because Josh Tomorrow became CEO a few days ago. Originally, I was like, nah, the Tree of Life show that replaced Bugs, I wasn't going to go, like, rush out the door to go see it. Now I really want to go see Zootopia together. I think it's what they ended up calling it. And I am super excited to see that in the future. Cannot wait to see Zootopia keep growing. The romantic relationship is blooming between Nick and Judy. Yeah, it's coming, guys. It's coming. But anywho, let me know what you thought about the movie. Drop it down in the comments. Give it a score out of 5. If you want to use my same scale, use story, humor, world, rewatch. And then we will chat next, guys, because I'm thinking we need to rank this movie overall of where it stands in all the Disney animated films through my lenses. Anywho, guys, I'm out. Get your last sip of coffee in and have a great weekend. Later, guys. Bye.